Hi, I'm just with Canine Perspective, and I'm here with Bill Murray. He is a 2-week board and train who's starting today. He's completed Puppy Head Start with us, and he's a daycare regular. So we're just taking his obedience to the next level, getting him to more so off-leash level obedience, and we're of course going to be using the e-collar. We have him on a Dog Show Black Edition. What we're going to do with this video is we're going to teach or find Bill Murray's connection, perception, and working level. Connection is when you see the twitch, but Bill Murray could be like looking at a squirrel, for example, and you see the twitch happening from the e-collar, and he's staring at the squirrel, but he's completely unfazed. The next thing would be perception, where he's still staring at the squirrel, and you'll see the twitch happen. However, he'll give like a light kind of like what's going on. And then the working level is you see the twitch and you're going to get a really big exaggerated response. And the working level or working range is where we want to operate. And all these ranges or levels are contingent on a number of variables. Biggest one is contact. Bill Murray is a short-coated dog, so we should have fairly consistent contact. The weather conditions, is it really hot? Is it cold? Distractions. Are there other dogs? Is he actively playing and engaged, or is he passive and laying down? The environment, are we in a new environment versus an environment that he's very familiar with? So there's a lot of variables when it comes to the remote collar, and we always want to make sure that we are operating at that particular context, working level. So you don't get married to a number, just adjusting the collar here. We don't get married to a number. So if like 25 is the number we end up today for his working number, 25 isn't always going to work in every context. It could be 25 in this room here, and it could be 45 when we're outside, and it can be 65 when he's playing with dogs. So all these things are things that we figure out as we go along with the training, and we always do this in a kind of empty environment to make things a bit easier. So currently I have my setting set to 15. This goes to 127 in increments of 1. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look at Bill Murray. I'm not going to give him any kind of instruction or anything like that, because I want to make sure that he's actively feeling the collar, and it's nothing that I'm doing to get his attention. So like I wouldn't say his name or anything like that. So here, when I say the word tap, I'm tapping on the nick function, which is the bumpy button on the top of your collar on the side here. And then I'm going to look at Bill Murray. I'm at 15 here, and I'm going to tap, 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 tap. So I can see we already got connection, and we're already in the lower range of the spectrum for perception. Tap, 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 tap. Because earlier he seemed to be blinking just a split second after I tapped. 25. Tap, 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 tap. So you can kind of see him like looking somewhat 30. Tap. Whoa. So we surprised him there. We're going to go down. That's 15. So we got good connection. So for the dog, as they start to get more familiar with the sensation, the brain becomes more cognizant of it. So then when you bump it, you might get a big reaction because he's already started to pay attention to like, oh wow, like there's something going on, and then all of a sudden you bump it 5 levels and it seems like a really big response. So I dipped it down. I'm back down to the 15 that I was originally. Tip, tip, tip. We're gonna go to 20. Tip, tip, tip. There we go. So you can see right there. I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go to 18 here. Tip, tip, tip. Yeah. So I can see a twitch here. Let's go to 20. Tip, tip, tip. Yeah. So I can see a twitch in his left shoulder here. So typically I look for a bigger reaction. I'm gonna actually start him at this range, the lower range of 20, in that kind of perceptionist range, just because he gave such a big reaction. As we condition him more, it's going to become a line of communication. So most people, when they think about e-collar, they think of it as a punisher, which it can be a punisher. But I like to think of it as a communicator and or a motivator. The reason why a dog can perceive it differently, punishment versus like communication, is how you layer in the e-collar. So most people tend to teach the behaviors first with food or praise or what have you. And then when they take the dog into an environment where it's more distracting and they put the e-collar on the dog, and let's say they say sit, and the dog's been conditioned to sit with the e-collar, and the dog doesn't sit because it's too distracted, they would apply the e-collar as a punisher. So like, if you don't sit, you're gonna get this bad thing. So it's a really big gap for the dog. It's too far apart. You get treats if you do it, and you get this bad thing if you don't do it. And what we do is we shape everything through pressure. Okay, so we don't say any of the words. We don't say sit. We don't say stay. We don't say heel. We don't say come. We don't do anything like that. We teach everything using pressure, and he starts to think of it as a communicator. So once we put the pressure on, and then Bill Murray does what we ask of him or tell him, the pressure turns off. So it's pressure on when I need you to do something, pressure off once we see Bill Murray comply. So here, the first thing we're going to end up going into is the place command, because it's a very nice and straightforward command to teach. And then we're going to cover, of course, all 6 commands of sit, stay, down, come, place, heel, using a remote collar, and then conditioning him to get them to be more at a reliable level. So we're currently operating at 20, and then we'll see you in a bit for the place command. All right, so we're back with Bill Murray, and we're going to start teaching the place command. The place command is a stationary control type of command. It's meant to be used for extended periods of time. Here we have a training placemat or an elevated dog bed. The place object can be anything with the perimeter. It can be a towel, it could be a blanket, it could be a dog bed, it can be an ottoman, it can be an area rug, it can be a chair. You know, as long as there's a perimeter that distinguishes where the dog is versus where the dog shouldn't be, it can be used as a placemat or as an object for place. So like one time I forgot to bring my placemat with me, but I had a jacket. I just popped it on the ground because it distinguished the ground. The jacket was different from the ground, and then we used that to teach the dog place, or at least the foundation of it. So what we're going to work on here is teaching Bill Murray that when he feels this, in order to turn it off, he would go here. And then once he starts to get the concept and it becomes more fluent, I want to start to label the command with the word of place. Okay, so we're at 20 here because he had a big reaction at that 30. So we're at 20, and we're going to tap, tap, tap. Good boy. Yes. So you can see, attaboy. Good job. Break. He's a bit timid. He's a bit unsure. And this is okay. This is normal in the beginning, which is why I'm operating at the lower end, because he's just, he's a little sensitive to it. So I'm at the 20, giving slow rhythmic taps, a little bit of leash pressure to guide him. And then once he's completely on the object, the leash pressure goes away. Okay, so we're at 20 again. And tap, 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 tap. Attaboy. Good job. Yes. Good. Break. Break, break, break. Good boy. Okay. Ready? Tap, 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 tap. Good. Good. Yes. Good boy. Good. Break. Good. So that one took a little bit longer. It's okay, because the brain's still thinking. So you can see him trying right there. He was prematurely going, but I don't want him to go on his own. I want to make sure he's going in response to the collar. Okay, and tap, tap. There we go. Good boy. Yes. Good. Attaboy. Break. Good. So I'm putting a bit more energy here than I normally would, because I'm trying to encourage him. I kind of help pull him out of that kind of timidness. So I don't want him to go by himself. And tap, tap. There we go. So you can see a bit more speed, a little bit more confidence. Good boy. In his approach. Good. Yeah. Good job. Break. Good. So I'm going to try 3 more. Yeah, boy. Ready. Tip. Tip. Good. Good. Much better. Good boy. Break. Come on. 2 more. Good boy. Come on. Yes. Tip. Tip. Good. So I'm using less and less leash pressure now. Break. Come on, bud. Good. Come on. Good boy. Ready? Tip. Good. Right there. Good. So one tap, no leash pressure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start moving around here. Right? Tip. 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 And what we're going to start teaching Bill Murray here is that when he feels a tap, he's going to want to go to this object, but then also stay on top of it. Okay, he's not going to want to get off. So dogs don't understand words. Dogs understand body language and physicality, and remote collar allows us to do physicality at the press of a button. So here I'm shaping behaviors using the physicality and directional pressure to help guide him through things so that he learns, okay, if I go to this object, I can turn it off. Because if I were to put this on Bill Murray and just press the button and keep saying place, he wouldn't put those two things together. He doesn't understand what place is. And he would understand how to turn off the e-collar because there's nothing to direct him on what to do. And the dog's first instinct, almost always, when it comes to e-collar, is to run away. Break. Break. Come on. Come on, bud. Break, break, break. Attaboy, good job. So you can see how he's having a little bit of trouble wanting to come off. That's because of the pressure. Good. Ready? Tap. Good. So here, a pressure is one of the most effective ways to train dogs because nobody wants to be in an uncomfortable situation. So like, let's say as a human, if you're at a party that you don't want to be at and you feel uncomfortable, you want to leave that party. Let's say you're driving and someone's driving really close behind you on the expressway. They're doing that to make you feel uncomfortable, to incentivize you to either speed up, switch lanes, or you might brake check so they don't get the response that they're wanting. But essentially they're putting pressure on you. Brake. Come on, bud. They're putting what we call spatial pressure. Brake, brake, brake. Come on. Good boy. They're putting spatial pressure on you to make you feel uncomfortable, to encourage you to do something. Okay, so we're doing the same thing here, is we're putting pressure on him, and you can see how he's having some issues. Tip, 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 tip. Good. He's having some issues coming off because he's thinking, well, hey, you keep putting pressure on me to get me to go here, and then when I try to get off, you put more pressure on me. And he's wanting to avoid it. He's thinking, well, if I just stay here, I can avoid the whole situation, which is smart, right? It's wise. But for the sake of training and for the sake of this video and stuff, we have to keep repeating these things, but technically it's unfair because we're telling the dog break and then, resetting and then putting pressure on him again. So the dog starts to get frustrated, which is why we usually keep these exercises really, really short. We would actually only do this for about 3 to 5 minutes, but for the sake of this video, we're going a bit longer. Break. Break, break, break. Yeah, boy, come on. Good. Come on. Good boy. Ready? Tip. Good. One tap and a straight skedaddle to the placemat. So that was good. So I don't care what Bill Murray does. He can sit, stand, break before he get comfortable. Break, break, break. Come on. I don't care what kind of position he puts himself in. Sit, stand, or lay down. Tip. Look at that, very good. Sit, stand, or lay down, I don't care what you do, chew on a bone, play with a toy. As long as Bill Murray stays within the perimeter of the placemat, we're good. He avoids pressure. So that last one, him at a distance and away from me, and one tap, you saw how he kind of went straight there. And that's what I'm wanting to see. I'm wanting to see a very easy, quick response to the e-collar. E-collar should never feel like an argument. So if I was tapping, 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 tapping before he finally would go, that tells me that I'm too low in the collar. Here, with one tap at 20, in this kind of context, Bill Murray is pretty much moving there with some urgency. And the reason why we want to see that urgency is urgency means if it's important. And if it's not important, they're not going to do it. So we always want to make the things that we say mean something. We do so, of course, by putting pressure behind it. So now I'm going to start adding in the word of place. before I start the tap. So now if I say place, and let's say Bill Murray just kind of like guessed, and he's like, I heard this word, I've been going to the spot, I'm gonna just go there, he would avoid the punch. As long as he moves within a quick split second, he would avoid the tap, and that's what I call, that's why I look at it as a motivator, because the dog doesn't want to be remoted, they move quickly before the remote can even kick in. So if I say come and he's already running towards me, technically he would avoid the tap. Same thing here, if I say place, boom, and he just shoots there, he would avoid the tap. Whereas most people tend to give the dog the opportunity to avoid the tap. I use every opportunity to apply the tap. So to avoid it would be like you give the command of place, you wait 2 to 3 seconds, you maybe say it again, and then maybe again, and then you would tap to get him to go. So now the dog learns, well, you'll repeat the word 3 times, and you'll give me about an 8 to 10 second delay before I have to do it. And if we create a delay in our obedience, it's going to be a problem later on. And I want to make sure that when I say something, the dog right away wants to move and beat the punch, okay? So it becomes a game. So here, we use no word because I wanted to make absolutely sure that the tap alone was getting Bill Murray to go to the object. And now I'm going to start, now that I see that, I'm going to start applying the word of place to start tying that with the tap and conditioning him that when I hear this, I do this in response. And if I do it quick enough, I can avoid the tap. Break. Robot. Break, break, break. Come on. Yeah, boy. Good job. Okay. Place. Tip. Boom. Good boy. Good. Break. Break, break, break. Good. Place. Tip. Good. So now I'm syncing these things together. Break, break, break. Good boy. He's going to try to shoot back. So he wants to beat the punch, of course, but I haven't said anything, so I'm just going to pull him off because he's technically not under command. Good. Place. Tip. Good. Good. So he goes from sniffing the chair. Break. 2 more. Sniffing the chair and being distracted. And when I give the cue and I give the immediate tap, right away he went. Place. Tip. Good. I'm going to go down a bit. I'm going to go down to 16 because I saw a pretty solid contraction, so I'm going to go down a little bit. I'm going to do 1 more. Break, break, break. Come on. Break, break. Come on. Break. Good. Yeah, boy. Wait a second. Hey. Ready? Place. Good. Right there. So there was no tap there because as soon as I said place, he started to move his head and then find his way to the object. So I let him beat the punch. So now Bill Murray is learning, hey, if I move really, really quick, I can avoid the tap. And I go, yes. And this is how we create reliable obedience. Because remember, if you're giving the dog the opportunity to avoid the tap, it's not going to mean anything. And the biggest problem we're going to come across is if you're giving the dog the opportunity to perform a command, either by repeating 2 or 3 times or giving a 2 to 3 second delay before you tap, that's what you're conditioning. So if you say sit, 1, 2, then you tap, you're going to get sit, 1, 2, and then this because of that delay before the tap kicks in. If I say sit, tap, I'm going to get sit, boom. I'm going to get that kind of response, and that's the response that I'm looking for. So here, if we think of our obedience, everything has to be on the same page because of recall. If everything is slow, if everything is delay, 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 and then your dog is running towards the street or running away from a firework, and you call them, and you've taught a delay with all your commands and your recall, you have a problem because that may mean your dog is going to continue to run towards the street or run away from the firework, and that can be a potentially dangerous situation. So that's why here, every time I cue the word, I always right away kick in with the tap if I don't see a response within a split second, because I want to create that split second response. So that this way, should the dog run away or should the dog run towards the street or something, when I call them, their brain doesn't have time to think otherwise. It's just an immediate response, okay? So every time we call them, you want to make sure we reinforce it with a tap. So this is what we would call the send, okay? What we just taught Bill Murray was the send. How to leave from here to go over here. And then we have the stay. So place command is meant for extended use, like I mentioned earlier. You could do 30 minutes, you could do 3 hours, you could do 2 hours, you can do 10 minutes. You pick and choose the length of time. You're not being mean. Dogs tend to sleep 16 to 20 hours a day, so you're just picking where they're sleeping. But this command is very versatile. A lot of people use it, for instance, when guests come over, when they're eating and they want the dog to be out of their way, when they're watching a movie, or when they go to a restaurant. So the two most common applications with this command tend to be when people come over and when people go to a restaurant. So if you want Bill to be able to go to a restaurant with you and kind of keep himself out of trouble and have a bit more control over him, you could bring like a towel or a blanket with you. You'd fold it up, pop it on the ground. Bill Murray, place. He goes, and then for the next 2 hours, he'll sit there and chill while you enjoy your brunch or dinner. And what's nice about the place command, and why a lot of people like to use it for when they go to restaurants, is because it's more lenient. Again, I don't care what Bill Murray does. He can sit, stand, lay down, chew on a bone, what have you. He just cannot step off the perimeter of the place object. So for the client, if you have Bill Murray in the down and he gets up, you would have to correct him back into the down. So it makes more work for you. And if you're just trying to hang out and chill and enjoy your dinner or what have you, this command is nice because it gives them more options and it's less work for the owner in terms of reinforcing. So when we want to practice this for extended periods of time, what we have people do is while you're watching TV in the beginning, while you're trying to transfer all this to yourself, is take Bill Murray's bed or object that you're going to use and set it next to you. You sit down on the couch. He's got his leash and e-collar on, and then you pop on a movie. 30 minutes in, he gets bored. He tries to get up and sneak off. You'd begin to tap him. He should self-correct and go back to the bed. The reason for the leash is to limit his range of motion and give him direction if needed. So you would not want to take the leash off in the beginning stages of transferring this to your home. And then you pick and choose. You can do stationary work as many times a day as you like for as long as you'd like, okay? Because it's not redundant. When it comes to the sending exercise, which I just did, as you could see where he was getting a bit frustrated and like not wanting to come off, we want to keep these exercises short. You do that for like 3 to 5 minutes, okay? And by the time you get Bill Murray to you, when we say place, he should just shoot there, no problem. But if you ever notice he starts to slack on things, maybe he's needing a little bit of work, we always go back to the basics and revisit them and practice them back to back. Because if you're trying to improve upon one specific thing, you want to practice that command isolated in its own session with the purpose of improving that one thing, like the speed of which he leaves to the placemat when you say the word place. So first week, he's right next to you, super easy to correct. So if you're there for 2 hours and he gets up 6 times, you don't even have to get up. He's right there. You can tap him, correct him, no problem. We continue to watch TV. The second week, you're sitting down next to Bill Murray. He tries. You get up, you leave. He tries to get up with you. You would correct him. He'd go back, and you can go to the kitchen and grab yourself something to drink, come back, and then he should stay put. So then by the second week, you're already starting to move away from Bill Murray. Getting him used to, hey, when I tell you to go to the place, it means you're going to not move and I'm going to do what I want. If you are going to release Bill Murray, my suggestion is you release him first before you get up, because if you get up and then release him, he's going to potentially pick up on the pattern. Every time you get up, you release me. So he's going to assume when you stand up to get up. So we want him, of course, to not learn that behavior. So we release first, then we get up, and then if you want, you can send him back once you're ready. By the third week, Bill Murray can be at a distance of you, 4 to 6 feet away with the leash on still. And you can work out, do yoga, clean, sweep, vacuum, whatever, and he should hold still. And then by the fourth week, Bill Murray's across the room in a corner, and you're getting up and leaving and going back and forth, and again doing all these distractions or distracting things to get him used to, like, oh, when I hear place, like this is something I do no matter what my owners are doing. And the issue with a lot of people's obedience is that they practice obedience for like these short 10 to 15 minute sessions, and then 2 months later they hope that skill is going to apply to life. And you have to, as soon as you teach the skill, begin applying that skill to your daily life and routine, so it becomes something something that's applicable to the dog. And he goes, oh, sure, like we go to restaurants and I lay down, mom will be vacuuming or dad will be vacuuming, working out or whatever, and I'm over here hanging out in my bed. Guests come over and I'm just hanging out in my bed, minding my own business. We go to the park and they're having a picnic and I'm right there minding my own business. Like, it needs to be applied to life in order to become functional. So just finding spots to apply it. You know, a lot of people when they eat dinner, when they eat breakfast, or you know, when they're watching TV, would like to kind of take that time to apply this. If you know you would want Bill Murray to stay put for an extended period of time, like 2 to 3 hours, for example, at a restaurant, you want to make sure you practice in that range at home and plus a little more. So if we want to spend an hour to an hour and a half at a restaurant, I'd practice 2 to 2.5 hours with Bill Murray holding still while we watch TV, because you're making it more complicated by requiring him to stay put for a longer period of time, giving you more opportunities to correct should he break off. So by the time you get to a restaurant, he's already done it before, and an hour to hour and a half is even easier for him. When it comes to teaching the stay component, dogs need to technically perform the behavior and have a negative attached to it to deter them from repeating the behavior. So if I send Bill Murray to place and then he tries to get off and I say place again, I'm simply resetting the command, because place means go here, don't move. So if I said place and he went there and then he gets off and I say place again, I'm just saying go back there again. I'm not saying don't move. So earlier when Bill Murray started to get off without permission, I didn't say anything. I just started to tap rhythmically until Bill Murray self-corrected and came back to the placemat himself with no direction. So then he learned, oh, when I hear the word place, I go here, and if I try to get off without permission, even if Jesse is moving or whatever, it means to stay put. So if I want to avoid that correction, I don't step off the object, okay? So we don't say no, we don't say we don't say any kind of real correctional word. Everything is through the tap in order to deter the dog from repeating the behavior again. So place means to go here and not to move, to stay within the perimeter. He can sit, stand, lay down, chew on a bone, play with a toy, we don't care. He just cannot step off of the perimeter. So then if he tries to get off, you would apply the tap with no words, continue to tap until he self-corrects, and then he should go back. Like right now, he's been sitting here for like, you know, probably 10 minutes or so, and he's not tried to come off. And if I begin walking around, so far he hasn't tried to come off other than those like 2 to 3 times that I corrected for him earlier. So he's really wanting to avoid the tap. And this whole time I was at 20, and I even went down to 16 towards the end here, okay? So this is how we teach the place command, layering pressure, adding guidance with the leash, and then teaching the dog turning off pressures. You turn off pressure by going here, we apply the word to it, and of course this command is meant for extended use, just like the down command is, but this one is much more lenient. So this wraps up the place command.
Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have Bill Murray. In this video, we're going to be going over the heel command. Heel is a 2-part video, so this will be part 1. Part 1 will be covering shaping the behavior, like what heel is, leashes, and like where he should be at. So here, he's just on the slip lead, and then he's got his collar on and everything already. So heel is walk with me, stay with me, sit when I stop. So if I take 5 steps with Bill, Bill takes 5 steps. If I take 10, he takes 10. If I come to a stop, he's to automatically sit with no words said. We don't say sit, it's just automatic. This is all done with a slack leash, so in any environment. So right now, when we're training, so training mode is when we give a lot of leash so that they can make mistakes. So here, I have a J. This J ends right at his armpit, right? If I remain relaxed, it goes like here, right? We want to remember to remain relaxed when we're training Bill here. So we have this J. If it's too low, right, my leash isn't that low, but like even this is pretty low, he can step over and we're gonna have to be constantly pausing the session and like adjusting and like fixing his arm. If it's too choked up, too high, we're not allowing him to make the mistakes, so we don't know if he's learning or not, because we're just forcing him to be in the position of heel. So right here is a good amount. For our leash, I have my thumb through the loop because I'm having it in one hand. Thumb through the loop, and then I put the rest over my pointer finger. So I have like 2 loops. The loop in my pointer on the loop on my thumb, and then I put the leash on my pointer finger like this, and I just close it, and I have a remote in my right hand. This is 16. Tap, tap. Okay. So we're gonna stay at 16. So when we're shaping the behavior, we're not gonna use any words, just, you know, when he feels this, it means follow me. So positioning of heel, right here. So right here, let's see. So right here, this is heel. His right shoulder parallel to my left leg. Anything other than that would be not as incorrect, not heel. So when I start walking with Bill, he's probably going to pass me. As soon as I see this right shoulder pass my left leg, I'm going to do an immediate 180 to my right. And you'll find that I'm just walking back and forth if he's continuing to pass me. And you'll see how I do it. It's important to just keep your movement and don't stop. Just keep moving, moving, moving. If Bill goes to my right side, right, because left side is heel, right side is used for a different command. So if he goes to my right side, I'm going to give gentle pressure back to my left and pair it with the remote. If he's lagging, so he's falling behind or putting the brakes on, I keep my movement using the remote as well on there. And then I think I forgot to say this, but when he passes me, I'm going to do a 180, but I'm also going to start pressing the button to let him know this is the incorrect answer, wrong way, follow me. I'm just going to round it to 15. It's not, oh, it's 16. So those are the things I expect because he's trying to figure out what he needs to do. I'm not going to say anything, just walking back and forth. We're going to go ahead and get started. So here, turn, tap, tap, good. Turn, tap, good boy. Tap. So here, turn, tap, tap, good. This is turn, tap, good boy. Tap, tap, to close this gap, good boy. Tap, 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 okay. We're gonna try 20. Turn, tap, 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 good. Good boy. Turn, tap, pull to my left, tap, 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 tap. There we go, tap, tap, turn, tap. Okay, I'm gonna go back down, try 17. Just tap, good, 16. Turn, tap, 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 good boy. Slow turn, tap. Better. So if I slow down, he should slow down with me. Good boy. So if I take 2 steps, 1, 2, he takes 2. If I take 1, he should take 1. So tap, 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 tap. Good boy. Good boy, Bill Murray. Good. Slow walk. Matches my pace. Slow turn. Good. Good job, buddy. Good. So about 80, 75% there. Another part of the heel, like I said before, is when we come to a stop, automatically sitting. So how we teach that is we're going to go ahead and pull up on the leash, just gentle pressure, and tap. Wait, tap, 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 tap. Good boy. Good boy. Good. Just like that. Now we don't say sit just because we don't want to keep saying sit throughout our walk. So if we come to a stop, we would have to say sit. And then if we're going to move forward, we're going to say heel. So it's going to be sit, heel, sit, heel, sit, heel, sit, heel constantly. Versus just saying one word to start the walk and then nothing to stop. And then just using body language to let them know that we're going to continue and heel. I'm going to do one more walk. No tapping. Good. Slow turn, because he's probably going to match my pace. Yep, he's paying attention. Here, tap. Good. Going to go low. All right. 16 or 18. Good. Slow turn. Good boy. Turn, tap, tap. Good. Slow walk. Good boy. Turn, tap, tap. Good boy. Good. Slow turn, no tapping. Good. And then here, pull up and tap. Good boy. Yes. Good, nothing out of the ordinary. He's going to be good on e-collar. Another command we use in this video is called break. So break means he's free to do whatever he wants, just to let him know when he's in command and when he's out of command. So when we teach break, we'll, like, let's say we approach like a grass, like we're on the sidewalk and we're approaching the grass, slow to a stop, have him sit first, right? Then break, and then bring him to the grass. Now he can pee, poop, and do whatever he wants. And then when you're ready to continue your walk, we'll talk about that next video. Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have Bill Murray. In this video, we're going to be going over the second part of the heel, where we're going to start introducing the word heel to the behavior we have shaped, and a few other things like turns and stuff. But we're going to just kind of just talk about how we. I think you think Keto's done or no? Oh, never mind. What? Never mind. For every stop we do, we're going to cue the word heel and then move with the left leg. Heel is left leg. It's right here next to them. It's really, they have peripheral visions. They think in pictures. So if they're constantly seeing this left leg move, they're able to stay glued to it. So heel, left leg, heel, left leg, heel, left leg. And this is going to happen every time I stop. And this is the only time it will happen. After this session, it'll just be heel. And if we come to a stop, we won't need to say heel again because he's already in the command. So here, heel, left leg. Good boy. Good. Good, and then slow to a stop. And then he up, and then tap. Oh, lower my number. 16. Tap. Good boy. And then again, heel, left leg. Good. Here, turn, tap. Good. Slow to a stop. This is fine. So here, tap, tap, and then tap, 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 tap. Slow, and then stop. Good. Heel, left leg. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Slow, and then slow to a stop. And then up. Good boy. Heel, left leg. Good job. Good. So it's just constant, like heel, left leg, and then every time you come to a stop. Good boy. Yeah. Like I said, after this video, we won't be doing that anymore. It'll just be heel, left leg. We come to a stop. Nothing is said, just the left leg moves forward. So now we're going to go over left turns and right turns, turning right and left during the heel command. So throughout this video and last video, I've been saying slow and then stop, or slow to a stop, or like slow and then slow turn, for a few reasons. Two reasons, to be fair to Bill Murray and to let him know that something's going to happen. So we like to compare this to traffic laws. So if we're going to come to a stop, right, we don't just automatically just slam the brakes. There are like warning signs, such as like the slow down and the lights coming out, so that the other driver can like see and like there's no crash. If there's a crash and they're doing their part, that's the other driver's fault. If they just suddenly stop and then they crash, it's the first driver's fault. Obviously, I'm not sure if that's with traffic laws, because there should be a space, but either way, a crash happens, whether or not what law is broken or whatever, how that works out. So here, if I'm walking with Bill Murray for 30 minutes at a consistent speed and I just suddenly stop, Bill Murray's probably going to just keep passing me. He's going to be caught off guard. So to be fair to him, we like to slow 3 to 4 steps down before we come to a stop and or turn, just to one, let him know something's going to happen, and two, to see if he's paying attention. So if we slow down and we notice that Bill Murray isn't slowing down with us, that's telling me, all right, he's not focusing. So then I would just go ahead and do a 180 to my right and then tap to correct this. So we're going to go over left turns first, left turns and right turns. These turns, we start with the opposite leg. So if we're going to go left, we're going to start with the right. If we're going to go right, we're going to start with the left. So here, heel, left leg, good. We're going to turn left, so I'm going to slow down first. He's paying attention. So it's going to be right leg, right leg. And there I had a little bump him out the way a little bit there, which is fine. Slow down, good boy. Right, left, right. Good. Slow down. Good, he's slowing down with me. So it's going to be the right leg, right leg. Good. Slow down. Okay. Right, left, right. Slow. Good job, Bill. Right, left, right. Good. One more. Tap for him to catch up. Yeah. Good. Right, left, right. So we're making like a square. We like to have the owners like use the cracks on the sidewalk. So if I'm going to approach a crack on the sidewalk, going this way, as I'm approaching it, this foot will be the first one to land on the crack. So I'm on the crack with the right foot, left leg is on the crack, and then the right leg is off the crack going back this way. So I'll show it again. So slow first. It's going to be right, left, right. Those tend to be the hardest ones for the owners to kind of get to understand. What else? So we're going to go over right turns now. So right turns, we start the left leg. I can actually do it right here. Right, so the right turns, so we're walking. We slow down first and then heel. It's going to be left, go back on the right and back on the left, and then tap. Good. So let's do this a few more times. So slow first. Good. Left leg, left leg. Good. Slow first. He's paying attention. Good boy. Left, right, left. Good. Slow down again. Left, right, left. And there's no tapping going on. Good. I'm going to mix up the turns now. So here's another right turn. Left leg, left leg. And then no tapping. Tap. Good boy. Good. Here's a left turn. Slow down first. Good. Right, left, right. Okay. Slow. Right turn. Left leg, left leg. Tap. Good. Right turn, so it's a left leg, left leg. Good. Tap. Good. Do a left turn here, slow first. Right, left, right. Good. So we shouldn't be tapping during those turns. Only tapping if I turn right. If I'm turning this way and then he's just kind of stuck like this, then I'm going to tap for him to kind of let him know, catch up, buddy. But other than that, he did really good. It's more for like the owners taught body language things for him. If I'm doing a left turn and he's in my way, I'm going to go straight into him because one is teaching him boundaries. Right? I don't want to go around him because he's always going to be kind of curling around and he's always going to be somewhat passing me. So, what else? So when you're practicing these turns and saying heel, you do potty break first. So break. So he's potting, he's doing his thing, and then you find your number. Once you find your number, and like let's say he's still smelling and everything, I'd cue the word heel. I start walking, and if he doesn't come to my side, I don't repeat heel. We don't repeat commands. So I say heel. We start walking. Does not responding. Shh. Tap. I would just use the remote to kind of get him to come to me. Tap, tap. Good. Once he's in heel, I'm going to go ahead and you're going to want to go ahead and do 5 left turns and 5 right turns. After those turns, that's like your little warm up there. Then you can do your actual walk. Good boy. And if you want to give him another potty break during your walk, you'd slow walk, approach the grass, have him sit first. Elias, have him sit first and then break, and then he can go do his thing. Hi, it's Enrique with Canine Perspective. Today we have Bill Murray. In this video we're going over the stay command. Stay is the least used command in our program just because all of our commands already have implied stays with it. So right now, Bill's on break, so he's not in a command. but he is sitting. So this is the sitting position, right? But I didn't say sit or anything like that. He just sat with a little help from my hand. But let's say we want him to stay in this position he's in. Since I didn't say sit, I can't say sit because he's already in the position. So what we do here is we go ahead and let's use the stay command. So stay is stay in that spot in the position that you were told to stay in. So the way we're going to teach it, we have the visual and I guess the audio part, the visual and the audio. So the visual is waving the left hand in front of Bill Murray's face and then pairing it with the word stay. If Bill Murray doesn't see my hand wave in front of him, it's fine because he's also just hearing me say stay. So he should be good. Left hand. So I'm gonna wave it, say stay. What I'm also gonna do after that is I'm gonna go ahead and have my leash set up like this. Right, there's no tension, but my leash is short, and I'll explain why. And we're also gonna pivot out in front of Bill Murray with the right foot, not the left foot. So here, so stay, have my leash set up like this, pivot out with the right foot in front of Bill Murray and face Bill Murray. So here, if the butt comes up from the ground, all I have to do, and we don't repeat anything, is pull up and tap. The reason why I want my arm like this is because if it was like this, one, he would be able to move around. Two, I would have to go all the way up here to make him sit. Versus just having it here, making it very simple for you. Good boy. So here, heel. New command overrides old command. Good. Slow to a stop. And then pull up. Good boy. Good. Again, stay. And have my leash set up like this, pivot out with the right foot, and up, tap. Good boy. So every time he gets up, the butt comes up from the ground, I'm gonna pull up on my leash and then tap. Do a little walk around here. I'm on up, tap, tap, good boy. And then release. As soon as you see the butt go down or start to make its way down, I stop the tapping and I stop the leash pressure, I relax my arm. So here again, heel, left leg. Tap. Tap. So here, pull up, go. Stay, pivot out my right foot, face Bill Murray, good. Do a little walk around, up, tap, good boy. So what I'm also doing if he breaks it as I'm walking around is that let's say he lifts the butt up again, I pause first, then I pull up and tap. So the reason why we want to stop our movement is because if we're going to continue moving and correct it at the same time, it's going to look a lot like heel. So he's going to be feeling this pressure and he's going to see us moving around. So he's going to want to follow. So if we pause, up, tap, and make it simple for him, then he'll understand it quicker. Do one more. Heel, left leg. Good boy. Good. Oh, good boy. Stay. Set up my leash first, then I pivot out. Face Bill Murray. Do a little walk around, up, tap. Good boy. Do a little walk around again. Good job, Bill Murray. Good job, Bill. Bill, good job. Up, tap. Good. Good job, Bill Murray. Oh, that's fine. Tap. And relax. Good. That's fine. Good job. Yeah. Yeah. Heel, left leg. Good. I'm gonna slow to a stop right here. And tap. Good. Good. Nothing out of the ordinary. I imagine Puppy Head Start program with Maddie provides a good foundation, so he's doing great. And he's understanding the e-collar very well. So, you can start slow if you want. So if you do the stay, and then you pivot out, You can just do like half a circle, back and forth, return to side, good boy, heel, come back, stay, and then we do a full circle, see how he's doing with half the circle. Just remember to make sure your arm is set up like this, and then you're pulling up and tapping. And then you're stopping your movements. And then also another important thing is to, when you do stay, you start with the right foot, because heel is starting with the left foot. So since he's been drilled out constantly, right, to hear heel and see the left leg move, that when we say stay and the left leg moves, he's gonna think, oh, that's heel because of the left leg. So the right leg is just to help him kind of differentiate between what's heel and what is stay, so there's no confusion, he's able to understand it. So when you're practicing this on your walk, he can, let's say he's on a potty break number 1 or number 2, as he goes number 2, you can pick it up and everything. As you're gonna throw it away to the garbage can, you wanna give a little bit of space, stay, pivot out, throw it, and then come back, good boy. Or at like a crosswalk, if you get the red light and it's, traffic's going, so you have time. You can do a little stay there. Who did that? But Griffin wasn't even near Harley. Like Harley just freaked out. Do you have his e-collar on you? Yeah. Oh. I think he's good. I think he was just like rolling around and then he screamed. And I think he also like farted or something. I can smell it. I'm not sure. I looked and Griffin wasn't near him. Yeah. At the crosswalk, if you get a red light, stay, good boy. And then, once it goes green, heel, you can continue your walk from there. Hi, it's Enrique with Camera Perspective. Today we have Bill Murray. In this video, we're going to be going over the down and sit command. Down, as you know, it's just, lay down. We don't care about aesthetic looks or anything like that. We don't care if it's like the competition where it's like, they fold like a sphinx. That's uncomfortable for dogs, so it's more comfortable for them to just like lay down at their pace. But obviously we want, when you say down, it's like down right away, not kind of like wander around, then lay down. It's just like down. But if he decides to like lay down slow like that, it's fine. And whether or not he's like laying on his side, where he's being comfortable, it's fine for us. Way we teach it, we're gonna go ahead and use pressure from the leash, and then we're gonna pair that with the remote. We're gonna start low, we're gonna start at 10. Low number, boy. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my foot on the leash like this, and I'm gonna start pulling up. So it's gonna start pulling him down like this. And I'm gonna pair this with the e-collar, taking my time, starting lower than his working number, just to, taking my time with it. I'm not using any words, we're just shaping the behavior right now. So here, a little bit of leash pressure, and then 10, and then tap. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, we'll try 13. Oh.
Yeah. Good boy, Bill. You're a good boy.
Good. Break. And there's a few more times. Tap. Tap. Good.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Good boy. Break. Okay, try 15. Good. Then tap. Good boy. Good boy, Bill. Break. Do one more. Tap. Good boy. And break. See ya. Now we're gonna move on to just tapping. So I'm gonna have it on my side. I'm gonna hold the leash, and if he's struggling, I'll just go ahead and just drop it, and then I'll step on it to help him out. Yeah. Good. So here for 16, it's gonna be a tap, 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 20, tap, 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 25, tap, 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 tap. There we go.
Boy. We're at 37 now. Yes, you're a good boy. Yes, you're a good boy, Bill. Ready? Break. Okay. Looks like the collar fell a little bit from the pulling. Okay. Give it another go.
Tap. Good. Yes.
Yes, you're a good boy.
I don't care if he's holding it. I'm just caring a lot that he's like feeling this and he's like laying down. Or we'll worry about that later. Break. It's just like, you know, choosing, you know, one step at a time. Good. And then, so here I'm just gonna pull him up because I didn't tap yet. And then tap, 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 tap. Good. Yes. Good boy. Good. Break. A few more times. See more consistency. Good. And then tap. Lower it. Tap. Lower it again. Tap. This is 7 now. Good.
Yeah.
So I went from break 20 to 17, and I'm at 7. Get the low numbers. So here, tap. There we go. Good boy. Break. One more. Atlas doesn't need the e-collar on in the crate. And then for low key, I think that's it. Who's had the e-collar on throughout the day? That needs to be still rotated.
Can you say it louder?
Low key,
Yeah. What?
if you can rotate it.
Okay.
And then Atlas doesn't need the e-collar in his kennel.
Is it on there right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't know either. But I think he's the only one over there.
What?
I think he's the only one over there. So here, tap. Good. We're gonna introduce the word down now. So I'm gonna say down. If he does not lay down, I'll tap, break. And then if he's struggling, I'll drop the leash and then give foot pressure. Down. Good boy. Good boy, Bill Murray. Break. Down. Good boy. Good boy. Break. Low key. Shh. Down. Tap. Good boy. Good. So he got it pretty quick. There was one moment where it looks like I lost connection. And then once I got connection, I refitted it, but I forgot to change my number to lower. Since we moved the collar, we want to start over with finding the numbers because it can become too sensitive. So it was too sensitive, and I'm still at 7 now for Big Bill Murray. I'm at 7. But like it changes, you know, depending on where the collar's at. I moved it, should have lowered it, should have found the number again. But you know, he's fine. There's a lot of gray area for mistakes in e-collar training. We start off as Pepper. We start off with you know, just guiding him, shaping the behavior. Once we have shaped it and had some consistency, then we go ahead and add the word down to it. Like I said, nothing out of the ordinary. He did really good. Now another command we're going to cover in this video is called sit. So I'm going to go ahead, and since this has already been shaped, I'm going to go ahead and just say sit, pull up on the leash, and then tap to get him out from this down because he's sleeping. Good. So here, sit, up, and then tap. Yes, good boy. Break, break. Good. So, like I said, it's already been shaped. All we need to do is label it and keep repeating sit, up, and tap. Sit. Good boy. Break. Good job, Bill. Good job, Bill. Good. So he's standing here, moving around, trying to get the butt scratches. Sit. Good, no tapping. Good. Break. Yes, good boy. That's a good boy, Bill. That's a good boy. So sit, tap. Good. Good. Jesus, your head is huge. Break. Good. See if you remain standing. And then sit, tap, tap. Good boy. Good. I didn't really need the leash. Usually, if like he's struggling, then we would use the leash as pressure to kind of guide him, like, you know, if he's like being confused. Stationary for holding the sit is very similar to like the way the stay video looks. So it's just, I wouldn't say stay because he's already sitting. So it's just sit, good boy. I just pivot out with my right foot and do a little walk around. Same thing for the down. Down. Good. Pivot out with my right foot. Good. As soon as I see him sit up, or if he does happen to sit up, I tap, start tapping, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just step on the leash like this, and then make him go back into the down. Once he's back in the down, continue my walk around. No repeats, just correcting with the e-collar. So when you're practicing this command down like this, if you want to practice duration work, you know, you can have the setup right here, bring up a chair, step on the leash, have your remote, watch a movie, you can read a book if you're working from home. If you're going for a walk and you see like a bench, a little pretty spot that you would like to sit and like have built kind of coexistent, you can do that as well. So park on a bench, down, step on the leash, and just like enjoy, just coexist with the world, with Bill Murray. If he gets up, like I said, just use a remote. Don't repeat down. And that's all. Break. Oh, another thing. So with the down, since you have this command now, let's say you're going on a walk and you recognize someone on this walk and then you know you're going to talk for a while, right? He should be in an auto sit as you approach the person. When you come to a stop, he should be in an auto sit. But since I know I'm going to talk to this person for a while, I'm going to go ahead and keep the word down because sitting so long is uncomfortable. And plus, if he's sitting for such a long time, he might just down himself because he's uncomfortable. So to beat him to the punch, I'd issue the word down first, then I continue the conversation. If he lays down before you say down, it's gonna no sit, no nothing. It's just up and tap to correct him back into the automatic sit and heel because he broke heel there. Once you have corrected him for laying down because he broke heel, then you would cue the word down. He's probably gonna be a little confused because you just tapped him for laying down. If that happens, just guide him with the leash. Hi, it's Enrique and Don with Camp Perspective. Today we have Bill Murray. In this video, we're going to be going over recall. So we have two things with us, two handlers, two-handler exercise, and Donovan will be having the short leash. I'll be having the 30-foot long leash because I'll be doing the recall. So here with 30-foot, we put our right thumb to the loop. I'm right-handed, so I'm having here. It's locked, remote in this hand. All I need is my pointer finger and my thumb to turn the number and then tapping here, which gives me 3 fingers available. With the rest, I hold the rest of the leash like this, and then we're going to be reeling in our leash. So when we're doing that, I'm going to use my 3 fingers, start reeling it in, and I don't need to carry it. I can just let it all hit the ground behind me. The reason for the reeling is we don't want Bill Murray to have 30 more feet to pass us. So we're reeling it in, and once we have given him enough leash or we've taken up enough, what we'll do is we're going to flip our hand like this and basically get the leash over our pointing finger like this and like locking it. So it's locked here and locked here. So again, reeling it in and then flipping it like this, locking it. Good. So recall is the come and call command. So by the end of the video, we will get to Bill Murray come, or we'll just say Bill come. Because we always say Bill Murray. We'll see. But we're going to be shaping it first, and then we'll get to the verbal at the end, saying the cue. What else? So the short leash is for separation. The long leash is to kind of make the command happen, because if we were doing this with the short leashes, it'd be a lot more difficult trying to get him to connect the dots of coming to me when there's nothing bringing him towards me. So this way we have a 30-foot long leash. Also just to create that more realistic, like that long distance recall. What else? So it's come and call. Bill Murray is supposed to come to us, land at are in our vicinity of like a foot or two, and in a sitting position. So anywhere from right here is good. This is not okay. This is okay. So we'll go ahead and get started. Yeah. So when we're shaping it first, we're going to pair leash tension with the remote. So once Donovan gets to the wall, I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull a little bit, right? So right here, the leash is slack. Once I give a little tug like that, there's tension. So with that tension, I'm going to be pairing it with the remote. Tap. Okay. So 25 is the working number, so we're going to we'll start at 17. So here, loose leash, tension, I tap, and then once I see Bill Murray coming towards me, the leash tension stops, the tapping stops, and I'm going to take 3 to 4 steps backwards. I'm going to hold, and as he's coming to me, we'll see what he does. If he passes me, so he's coming, so tension, tap, 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 moving back. As he's coming to me, I hold here. If he passes me, I turn, face Bill Murray, moving back, tap, 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 hold, seeing what he does as he's coming towards me, and we'll go from there. For every time he passes me, I turn, face him, tap, and moving back. If Bill Murray stops in the middle, I'm going to continue to move back again, and then tap, 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 and kicking in, returning the pressure there at that moment. Good, and we're at 17. So here, start reeling in my leash. And Donovan, when you're doing this with 2 people, the other handler, right? So Donovan's going to drop the leash as soon as he hears me start tapping. So there's no confusion, because if I tap and Bill comes and he's still holding onto the leash, he's going to hit the end of the short leash, and then there's like two different leashes giving different signals, and then there's the tapping. It can be a little confusing. So as soon as he hears the tap, he's just going to drop the short leash. Good. So here is tension, and then tap, tap, tap. Good boy, tap. Good. 3 to 4 steps back. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Hold right here. See what he does. Good boy. Good boy, Bill Murray. Come on. Good. And see what he does here. We'll tap for the sit. Tap, tap. Good. Tap. Hold right here. And move back. Tap to close this gap. Tap, 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 tap. Let's find this chair. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Hold right here. And tap for the sit. Move back, tap. Good. Good boy. Good. Break. And we repeat this again. So there he was kind of confused. So at every moment he stopped, kind of coming towards me, I kick in with the e-collar. We're at 22. So again, giving leash tension. Good. And then tap, tap. Good. 3 to 4 steps back. Reeling in my leash. I'll hold right here. So he's pausing right here. I'm gonna move back and tap. Hold right here. And up, tap. Good boy. Good. Break. And I think stand right there so that I'm not in the way of the camera because it's in like an angle.
Okay.
So I think I was in the way, I'm not sure. Cool. So I reel in my leash. Wait, good. Once I feel tension, and then tap, tap. Good, 3 to 4 steps back. Hold right here. Good, so he's kind of slowing down, so I'm gonna tap, move back. Hold right here, some speed. And tap for the sit. Just lay down, pull up, tap. Good boy. Break. Good. Dog's whining. Okay. If this one he's slowing down, we're gonna change it up to increase the speed. So it's a 17. Tension and tap, tap. Good. Tap. Good. For every moment of slowdown, I'll just tap and move back. There we go. Good. And tap, tap, tap. Good. Break. Is that Loki? Who's that?
I don't know.
Okay. We'll see how he does on this one. Good. So try and get some more consistency. Tension and tap. Good. Tap, tap. Good boy. Tap, tap. Good. Good. Here, tap. Tap, 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 tap. Hold right here. And then up, tap. Good boy. Break. Do 2 more maybe. I'm not confusing him by moving around, am I?
No.
Okay, just making sure. Okay, pull in right here. Oh. Okay. Go ahead and stand this way. More. Right there, yeah. Tension, and then tap, 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 tap. There we go. Tap, tap. Hold right here. And then, so here, move back, tap, 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 tap. Good. Good boy. Yes. Good. Break. One more. Good. And we're at 40 now. Good. So start reeling it in. Once I hit tension, wait, yep. So here's tension, and then tap. Good boy. Tap, tap. Good. Hold right here. There's the speed. And good job, buddy. Good. Break. So now we're going to change it up. I'm going to tap first. Shh. Then give leash tension if needed. He'd lick you?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay, so we keep the slack now, and we're going to go to the remote first. 31, tap, 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 tap. There we go. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Tap. Hold right here. Good. Tap. I know I'm out of camera. Tap. And good boy. Good. Break. Landing on 46. But you saw how he was like right here. And although he's kind of like reacting to like, whoa, whoa, he's just still like walking slow. So I increased it to 46 there. Good. So slack leash first. Sorry, at 46 right now. Tap, tap, tap. There we go. 3 to 4 steps. Hold. There we go. So here, oh, okay, he got it. Good boy. Good. Break. Wait. There we go.
All right.
Go, you got it. Sorry, I was holding the leash, the long leash right there. I'm gonna try 50. Good. So slack leash, and then tap. Move back, tap, tap, tap. There we go. 3 to 4 steps back. Hold right here. Tap, tap. Tap right there. Tap, tap, tap. Good boy. Good boy. And break. Good. Good. What time is it? Okay. All right, so short leash. Loose leash. And then tap, 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 tap. Hold right here. Tap, tap, tap. tap. That's fine. Good boy. Good. Break. Good. That was 50. Good. Loose leash. Tap, 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 tap. So here stuck, that's fine. Tap, 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 tap. He's got it. Tap, 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 tap. There we go. There we go. And tap for the sit. And good boy. Good. Break. So there he got tangled up. It was just around the arm. Nothing too nothing that will cause injury. So if it's just around one arm, we want to work through that because that counts as a distraction. So it's similar to like if he's walking and then like Corey's right there. He's distracted. So I need to increase the power, and that's where we got that yelp. Once I got him disengaged, he yelped because it was too much, but then I need to stay on that number to make sure that when he feels that much power, he's still to follow through with the command. So here I'm pulling tap, tap, he's still messing around with the leash, tap, tap, and then eventually he's just like, okay, I'm just gonna come. So it's like teaching him like, just ignore it. Obviously if it's wrapped around really good, we'll take a break. Yeah, because I don't know if Jesse's totally like at dog park, pre-training, they had a long leash and they were playing, and like the dog ended up like breaking their leg because it got tangled up. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So here's 45. Tap, 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 tap. Good. We landed on 70. Hold right here. Tap. And good boy. Good boy. Good. And break. One more. Good. Loose leash. This is 70. Tap, tap. Good boy. There we go. 2 taps got him to move there. That's good. Tap to speed him up. So this is closing gap right here. Go down. Try 30. Tap. There. 30. This is 31. So that was a big change of number right there. Tap for the sit. Okay. Lower it. 22. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Went back to 31. Since that 31 tap caused him to run away, I need to work him through that pressure to let him know that even though 31 is uncomfortable, it still means to come to me, no matter what. So 31, so we had 70. 71 was an overreaction there. Okay, 31, because that's usually what his normal number is 20 to 30. Yeah. So then, okay, 31. Still too much. So he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna run away. I went back down to 20 because I thought he was gonna go around and then tap the sit, but he was leaving. 31 then. Tap, tap, tap to let him know that 31, although it caused maybe like, he didn't like it, break, and you wanna run away, I need to work him through that 31 because if I go lower, I'm like acclimating to like him technically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Good, we're gonna redo that one. That's fine, yeah. Okay. This is try 25, or I think it's like 20. This is 20. Tap, 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 tap. 76, tap. Good, 3 to 4 steps back. Hold right here. Tap. Hold right here. Good. No tapping there. Yes, good boy.
Yeah, good boy.
Break. So now we're gonna add the cue. Try 50. It's gonna be Bill Murray, come. Bill, come. It's gonna be Bill, come, just so I can, so it's not a big mouthful. Bill Murray, come. Bill, come. Okay, I'll use Bill, come. Yeah. So I'm gonna use the verbal, Bill, come, and then tap, and then moving backwards if he's having trouble. So here. And I'll explain why, even though he is, so Bill, come, and tap. Even if he's already coming, as I say Bill, come, I'm still gonna tap, and I'll explain why after a few sets of these. Bill, come, tap, 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 good boy, good boy. Hold right here. See what he does. Good job, buddy.
Good job.
Good.
Break.
And we're at 52. Bill, come, tap, tap. Good. 34 steps back. Reel on my leash. Hold right here. Good job. Break. Bill, come, tap, tap, tap. There we go. Hold right here. Good job, buddy. Break. 2 more. Good. So the little loose leash as well. Bill, come. Tap. Tap. Good. I went down to 23. Tap. Good. Good job. Good. Break. 1 more. Okay. Go ahead and stand over here and then just like plant yourself in the wall so he's not going behind you. Yeah. Good. Wait a moment, let him settle. Bill, come, tap, tap. Good. And then here, see what he does. So I'm just gonna give a tap, see what he does. There, he closes the gap. So I'll move back, tap, 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 tap. Good. Wrong person, tap, tap. Good. Good job. So we'll cap it here. Break. We'll cap it here.
Yeah.
And then we'll do moose next. Nothing out of the ordinary. Bill was just kind of slow, so I did, going up and down to see where his numbers was at. There was one moment where, what was it? 70 became too high, so I lowered it, and then 31 was too high, and I lowered it again, and then went to 22. But then, what was it? I saw that 31 caused him to kind of, at that 31 I thought he was gonna come around and then sit, but he actually came around and then just kind of left. And then I went back to 31, tap, 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 and worked him through that. Instead of having him just kind of like going down to kind of, be lower. But I saw that 31 kind of caused him to run away, so I'm going to stay on 31 and let him know that 31 doesn't mean run away. 31 still means to come to me, even though it was kind of high at that moment. Few things. Always remember, we started with leash tension and then tapping. Let him know that when you feel this, now it means to come to me. Then once we saw some consistency, which took a little bit, it's fine. We had gave the slack. With the slack, we just tapped, and then once we started to see him kind of, progress a little bit, he's not really there at that point where, I say Bill Murray, Bill come, and then he turns yet, but it's just going to take more practice, and like recall does take the longest one to kind of practice, just because it's, it's recall. And then what else? Always remember to move back. Moving back is the visual for recall. So if you're in a loud environment and Bill's, if you're at Montrose Dog Beach, it's really loud there, and you're like, Bill, come, and then you're tapping, and he sees you, but he doesn't know what to do, he probably lays down. You can start moving backwards, continue tapping, and be like, oh, that's recall, and he'll follow you. It's also more inviting, so it's giving him something to do, because if we're just standing here tapping him and we're saying, Bill, come, it's kind of hard for him to kind of engage with something if there's nothing changing in this environment. You're always going to want to do Bill, come, tap, because just to kind of address some confusion if there's any in the future. So if Bill's out in the open, smelling, doing his thing, and then you say, Bill, come, and he's not coming, and then we haven't worked through the Bill, come, tap. We've just done, okay, Bill comes every time we say Bill, come. And so back in this scenario, he's smelling, Bill, come, nothing. Then we tap, but as soon as we tap, he decides to come, right? So technically we tap too late. So then there's two other ways this can go. There's two other ways this can go. It could be shut down, or he's thinking he's going the wrong way, and they might go turn around and run the opposite way. So if we see that here, Bill, come, he's coming, tap. He's like, whoa, what was that? We continue tapping to work him through, letting him know that no matter when we tap or anything like that, it's to follow through the command. When you're practicing this, you can have this set up. If you have a partner, you can have this 2-person setup. Or if you're by yourself, having a long leash, let him go wander, do his thing. And then if he's got squirrel drive, let him chase squirrels. You can recall when he sees a squirrel, when he's chasing the squirrel, or when he's about to get the squirrel. So if you're by yourself, you can still do this. Let him meander. If you have a certain place that you're, you like to practice recall, don't drill it out, because if you drill out this command, what can happen is Bill can be too cautious so that what will happen is if you're drilling it out and you come to the park one day, Bill might just like not want to go in the park because he's thinking, you're going to call me anyways, why am I going to want to go have fun? So, the first time you go to the park, maybe do like 3 times. The next time, don't do it any. The next time, do one at the end when you're leaving. The next time, do it twice. Just always mixing it up like that. What else? Me and Diamond talked about it when he gets tangled, work him through it. If it's really wrapped around good, take the time to untangle him and then work him through that after it. What else? We're going to keep doing this, see how he progresses with the speed. She definitely needs a little bit more work with the recall.